WesWes Show.
All right, welcome everybody to another Empty Out the Clip podcast, the EOTC. My name is Cam's in the heart of West Auckland. I'm over here with the brothers, Leti Smith. What's up, bro?
Come on, bro.
And we've got a new face on the panel. On the panel today.
Butcher.
Also, Eddie, what's up? Also,
In the flesh.
All good.
welcome to the Empty Out the Clip. I'm sure we'll get some good insight to your opinions on the show tonight.
Thanks.
But yeah, man, thanks for coming, boys. Let's do some shout outs. Let's go, let's.
I had a list of shout outs. First shout outs to my brother-in-law Joe. He's finally done the roof, man. The roof is finished, man. Silicon, riveted, and all ends tied up. So he came around with my sister just before I went up to see my parents at the cemetery because they'd never met my son. So yeah, I was just pleased. It was finally, man. Like I'm always looking out there. It's like, oh, still a little bit to go, but nah, finally got it done. Another one's to the Usos. Has been his social's been quiet. I was trying to figure out why my algorithm wasn't seeing any of his posts, but yeah, I hope he's all good, man. It's been a minute. Another one's to one of our viewers that's always watching on the YouTube channel. It's Vailima 49 Esther 99. He's been commenting on quite a few of our videos. So shout out to you, my bro, and appreciate your support. And I'm always commenting on our videos. Another one's to one of my workmates, she's actually my team leader, to Rosny. She said she was going to tune in, so I thought I'd take the time to just make a special shout out to her. And my last one is probably to my baby girl, Kyle. She just got back from sports camp, man. So the whole week she was at sports camp. You know, he's trying to stalk like the intermediate page and what's happening because notifications going off, but looking through all the 150 photos per day is none. And then on the last day, we see her sitting down, getting ready to come home. So she just got back from sports camp, and it's funny because I missed dropping her off in the morning. Now that she's back, it's like, yeah, gotta get up early now, drop her off to school. But I'll take that one. Like she's home in one piece, and she said that sports camp was pretty cool. So shout outs to Mr. P at Henderson's Intermediate, the greatest intermediate on the earth. So that's my shout outs. But you, Eddie?
Shout out to all my listening boys. Also, want to shout out to Ave. Man, I've watched his socials. He's smashing it in the gyms over there in Aussie, in Brizzy. Shout out to one of my boys. He started up Eyed Up Fitness in Onehunga. So shout out to Eyed Up Sports. Also, my last shout out to Westside Fitness for celebrating their 4th year in business. So yeah, big accomplishment from Jordan and his Ainga and all that. Yeah, that's my shout outs.
Nice, bro. Yeah, man. Nice. Shout outs to the family at Westside Fitness, man. For 4th year in business. It's pretty mean feat, considering like what's the average is it 3 years? If you don't make it 3 years in business, then you're probably out. So no, man, it's good. It's good to have that monkey off the back, so to speak, going 4 years, man. So yeah, shout outs to Geordie and everyone there. For me, man, just the usual shout outs to all the listeners of the WesWes Network, all our podcasts and our blogs. We've got our website. You can go up and just read some of our blogs and get links to all of our podcasts. That's www.weswesnet.com. Also find the Empty Out the Clip on our socials on Facebook. It's the private Facebook group page, the Empty Out the Clip podcast group page on Facebook. You got to answer the 3 questions and we'll let you in. Your chance to throw up some articles or some comments and we'll talk about it on the podcast. Also, our WesWes Sports Mag issue number 8. I think we're number 8. Number 8, I think it's out now. Yeah, man, they go fast, man. So we put them out in about 3 supermarkets out west and hard copies out there. So yeah. So if they're not there, you can also read them online on our website as well. So just go to weswesnet.com and click on the magazine there, and you can have a read. Yeah, man, that's us, boys. How was your week been? Start with you, Let.
Week was pretty slow. I think I was like pretty sad that my girl had gone to sports camp, and then Keto was over in Oz, so So I think I had that what they call it, the empty nest syndrome, like you miss your whānau and that. It's like so it's just us. But my daughter, she turned 15 on Wednesday, and bro, it's funny because like you think about age, it's like 15 and 5 more years gonna be 20. It's like, man, time goes fast. And with her, because she's always into like performing arts. So she finished up Masioso, and that was last term. But that's like full on, like the practices and stuff. So now she's got this whole term off. I don't know what she's gonna be up to. But I just find it like when the house is empty, you just feel like time drags. But it also is like it feels like when you sleep, you're not really sleeping. I don't know how to explain that. But wasn't busy cutting. I probably had one cut this week. Shout out to the Usos. He's probably lost changes in his life since settling with his new genge. I think it's going on a year now. And now just finding myself with a little bit more time to myself, if anything. I'm trying to spend as much time as I can in the mornings before I walk out the door with my boy. Because I come home, he's either just going off to bed, and when I leave for work, he's sort of just up for that half hour. But no, because the brother-in-law did the sheets on the sleep out, I ended up with probably like it must be like just under 20 square meters of some roofing iron, and so I got a drop pit around the back of the house, and just yesterday I managed to salvage a couple of 4-meter bits of timber. They're need probably like 60 by 150, so I doubled them up, and I just try to run it along one side of my post in my back area. But I managed to cover the area. It's not screwed down, but I just wanted to see what it looked like over my fire pit. It's pretty cozy, eh? Like, oh man, I was like pretty stoked. Shout out to Leroy for helping me get all the sheets up, because the sheets are quite heavy. They just galvanized. They're not color steel. But yeah, I've got a nice perfect pit area, and yeah, it's probably too strong for the wind to try and lift. But yeah, really impressed. I want to try and get it ready for Father's Day. Hopefully I can get it all sorted. Be good if I that's why I like sharing my photos on Snapchat, man, because if I take a photo of what I want it to look like and where I'm going at, I know I've got people watching and be like, Sally, how's that coming along? Put that bit of pressure to get it done. So yeah, I got 20 days to get it done. So that's Father's Day. So yeah, looking forward to trying to complete it, eh? Another little DIY project I got going on at home. But otherwise, the week's been same old, man. Bloody cold, eh? You feel the gut nuggles in the knees, man. Damn. But yeah, that's been my week. But you, Eddie, how's your week been?
Yeah, because I've been off work on ACC, so just staying home with Mum, and Mum had a birthday on Tuesday. Too much food.
Nice.
Nah, didn't really do much. Just went and watched my nephew's rugby Saturday morning. He plays for the under-10 Hawks, Waitemata. Went to Eden's home ground. That was a good game. Saw some of my family in Central Kingsland, and then it's been pretty quiet, to be honest. So it's just been a chilled week.
Oh, nice. Yeah, man. Same as you, man. My week's been pretty chill. Just work and then come back home, and we just got. Cause we've started doing this. I don't know if you guys have done it too, but we're doing Hello Fresh. So yeah, so it sort of forces you to cook like every night, So, but it's been good, eh? It's like the food, the meals we've had, it's been tasty, eh? Like real good, eh? Like it's sort of like you go out to buy food, right? And sort of doesn't taste as good as the HelloFresh stuff that we've been having. So yeah, I think it's a good way to like just take the fuss out of cooking. Because I don't know if you guys have you guys had
Yeah,
have you guys done that?
I thought it was good.
Yeah, it's good because you don't have to think, eh?
But
Like-
take all the thinking out of it. It was like yesterday, for example, it was like going on 5:30. It was like, "What's ready for tea?" And I was like, "Don't ask me." Well, like come 9 o'clock, everyone's just We haven't even ordered anything, haven't gone pick anything up. So we're all in the cupboard. It's everyone do your own. It's like straight do your own. So I found like there's tomato elengi inside the cupboard, onion, spaghetti, cooked some rice, done.
Yeah.
And it's like, nah, what did you have? I think the girls had eggs. But yeah, it takes all the thinking out of it, eh? Hello Fresh. One person make it. If you like it, you don't like it. You like it, done.
Yeah.
Oh well, have a sandwich.
Yeah, but I think that the reason why I like it, because it takes the thinking away, but also it's healthy too. Like we got the healthy one, so a lot of vegetables, a lot like you get your meat. We chose the one with a lot of chicken, so it's a lot of lean meat and vegetables. So I think you get that there. You get enough, because I think we took one to feed 4. I think 3 or 4, and it's been good. There's leftovers as well, so you can take it for lunch at the same time. So yeah, I think if you add them up, I think it sort of works out the same, I reckon. But what it takes out is like going through the shopping and getting too much, and because every meal comes with a bag with everything in it, to do with that meal. So it's just the right amount of ingredients, stuff like that. So it's been good. So yeah, we'll probably continue with that. I don't know, but we're just on a trial thing, a week trial. But I know it's been good, the HelloFresh. Yeah, man, because that's part of the family biggest loser that I'm on, And sorry to say that I gained 200 grams this week, so I got a salad. So that's $5.
800 grams better than a kg. That's me.
That's $5 in the pot. So yeah, 3 more weeks to go. So hopefully you can suss that out. Suss that out, man.
Let's go.
Yeah, man. So not be doing that. We did an episode of Channel 135 on Tuesday with Stacey and Eric. We did the finale for House of the Dragon. That's on Neon. Or Soho on Sky. Yeah, man, it's fun, doing those TV series reviews on the podcast days. So we've got some awards too. So we've got the award called so we give out awards for the best and worst, right? Of the episode. So for the worst, we have the Ruben Fawn Award for the worst thing in the episode, because he's considered. I think he's lower than on the ranking of worst All Black captains. I think he's below Sam Cane, is he? You think?
That's pretty low, man. Well, actually, I didn't even rate Sam Cane pretty high at all. So.
No, so we got the Ruben Fawn Award for the worst thing in the episode, and then we've got the Dalium Award for the best thing in the episode. So yeah, we introduced those awards on the podcast as well. So yeah, it's pretty fun. What else? But man, this weekend has been good with sports. Like we had the NPC start on Friday. I watched a bit of the first game, Taranaki against Canis Manukau. Taranaki just kicked their ass. I think it was like a big score, I think. And then Auckland, Wellington after that. Auckland lost. Auckland looked like, man, their defense was crap, man. Like, we may as well just hand the tries to Wellington. But I think I looked on the TAB and TAB had Wellington to win the whole thing. And they did look pretty good, especially against Auckland. A new backline for Auckland, They got Lolangi is playing. Visinho, he's on. Yeah, he's playing fullback. He's playing fullback. Yeah, so he's back in the blue and white hoops. Yeah, then there was the basketball this morning, the gold medal game, USA and France. Watched that. Watched my Seagulls win the game.
Yeah.
Who did they beat? I forgot who they beat.
Raiders, was it?
It's just another game. Yeah, it was Canberra. It was Canberra. So Seagulls just rolling to the top 4, I think. To the top 4. So home ground advantage for finals footy. I think it's coming our way, but now we're slowly hitting it. And then All Blacks. Watched the All Blacks game last night. It was pretty Man, I was cheering for Argentina, man. Because their uniform, their blue looks similar to Manu Samoa. So I was like going for Argentina. You know, that was a good win. That was a good win. Yeah, man, it was just a weekend full of sports, So he was happy to stay home and just be on the couch and just enjoying it, enjoying it all. And yeah, we'll probably touch on more of that when we talk about the breakdancing in the Olympics later on. But yeah, man, that's me for the weekend. All right, boys, let's get it straight into our topic. So, man, I'll put this post up about I don't know if you guys watched that program on TV, the Casketeers. I never watched that show.
Seen a few episodes. They're pretty good.
Yeah, I heard they were good, but I never watched one. But now I wish I did because
6 seasons, 6 seasons on
6 seasons.
TV. Yeah,
Wow.
6 seasons.
Is it all on TVNZ Plus?
Yeah, TVNZ Plus. I think they had like a few. I think they got up to season 4 up on Netflix. I don't think they would have let it up the last 2. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So they're in the news for some sad kind of shit going on over there, with putting the bodies into rubbish bags and someone getting in trouble for that. But yeah, but you got different insight of that, Hey, let's.
Yeah, well, I think I don't know. I'm only betting because I've had the services of Nona, like one of the TP Funeral Director's services. But
Is that the same girl?
Yeah, it's the same lady. So she's worked with them going on 7 years, and I think she no longer is a member of their staff. But I think, yeah, just from the news on TV1 and just what they shared, it wasn't really a big breakdown. It was only just sharing that the CPN Funerals hired a private investigator to investigate into the matter, and yeah. I know. I don't think I don't think she's guilty of it. To be honest, I've experienced her services. I don't she comes from a well respectable family that's been in the industry for a long time, and well before even the Casketeers got into the industry. So I find it quite hard to sort of like digest that she would have had that sort of heart to do that. Yeah, over the Cyclone Gabriel, they reckon that some of those mausoleums would have been damaged, and that they found bodies in plastic bags. Like, how is that even possible? Like. There would have been, I don't know. Wouldn't you blame the people who had replastered those walls first? You know, before you start accusing the funeral directors, because a lot of that stuff that's happened inside the public cemetery is not really a direct fault of an undertaker. Because an undertaker is not the one who's digging the hole. The undertaker have the help of council when they load people into mausoleums as well. So yeah, just with the evidence presented and just the articles and what the news have sort of covered, I don't think she's guilty of any wrongdoing. Perhaps it was just a matter of maybe a grieving family paying for services that they thought they were paying for, and clearly just a misunderstanding when you go on and pay the bill, because there's a lot of things that can be said over a choice of what you want. You know, just like say for example you order a couple of mains and you fully miss dessert and you end up with two mains and you complain that you didn't get your dessert. It's sort of like that, you know. Especially with a funeral, man. Like, I think we're thinking worst case, and I think the Herald itself has had a habit of putting people on the front pages and sort of like trying to name and shame. Like, if they going as far as naming Fiona Buckledge as one of those people from the funeral directors and the funeral home, then they should put the name of the families who reckon they've had their shit done to them to come forward as well. Well, that's the way I see it. Especially for a family that have been doing funerals for as long as they've been doing them.
Yeah, it's interesting because they don't even, the Herald doesn't even say Fiona's her point of view. I don't think it has her point of view on it. That's straight accusing, the evidence against it. She's been investigated, but no sort of official take on the evidence, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's all speculation until the evidence comes up. I mean, it's all speculation, right?
Yeah.
Because if you don't know anything about it and just read the story, you're gonna hate on you're gonna hate on this woman there because
Yeah.
if it's true that if it's true that the take was okay, this family paid for a coffin which cost X amount, maybe cost 10 grand, let's say, and for the body to be in a 10 grand coffin going into a mausoleum, and that doesn't even happen, the body actually goes into rubbish bags like the article says, and the coffin's nowhere to be found. So this family paid for a coffin, but not getting a coffin. So which says that she's pocketing that money. Oh.
Yeah.
And instead putting the body into plastic bags. Now I don't know what the process is for a mausoleum. I don't know anything. I'm not experienced in it. I don't have any family members that go into that kind of thing. I've seen them. I don't know what the process is. Do people when you have a funeral, when someone goes into a mausoleum or a hole in the wall, is everybody there? Like everybody's around for a burial, and the coffin just goes in, or is it done just with the family, or is it done with no one around? I don't know, but it sounds like the families didn't even know what the body was in, and it sounds like that the families did buy a coffin, but what they got in the end wasn't that coffin that they bought. So that's that story coming out of that side, but then they say, okay, there's an investigation. We don't know what the results of that investigation is. We don't know what Fiona has said. We don't know her side of the story. But yeah, you're right. When you look at the Herald's point of view, it's all going against her, without any sort of.
Especially the Herald, a lot of their headlines, especially on Facebook, is quite kind of clickbaity. You know, they want you to they make the headline controversial so you can click on to see what's happening.
Yeah.
And also I agree with what Leti said, like there might be miscommunication as well. They could have led to the family, because you have to remember, like during a funeral, emotions are high. Sometimes people talk to you, you don't really absorb the full information. You know, you're in a particular state of mind that you can't really comprehend what everything's coming up to you.
Yeah.
So 100% agree with Lady. Like there's more to this, eh?
Yeah.
And I feel like the Herald, especially in the last few years, they try to push their own agenda, their own viewpoint to the audience, or they try to go opposite way just to create friction and people to start a bit of drama on Facebook, for more comments and likes and subscribes and all that other rubbish.
You have to remember too, that story is behind the paywall.
Yeah.
like if like I try to, because it's behind the paywall, like I didn't know that because I actually pay for the premium.
Oh,
but I didn't know that other people don't have it because it doesn't say. So when people were saying, "Hey, I can't see it, it's on the paywall," I was, "Oh shit, I didn't even know that." So I go to the other news outlets, see if they have the story, but they don't. No one does. I think TVNZ1 has it now, but their story is just about them taking that episode out. The TVNZ Plus have taken one episode of the Casketeers season 1 out because I think it had something that had that actual family, that part of the story, in that episode.
Well, that's an example there. It was like if they've taken it out. So what has happened, right? Because what shared, I remember on one of the episodes is that if you, like Samoans now, like they like to be in those crypts and tombs, right? So similar to that would be a mausoleum instead of a burial. If you're gonna pay for a burial, for example, you'll be paying for the plot. But in order to go into a plot, you need a council regulated casket or a coffin to go into the ground. It's gonna be biodegradable. It's gotta be to a council specification. To go into a mausoleum, you're going to be put in a steel casket. So if the cost of a casket was, say, 10 grand, and these are those big American caskets, that's a $10,000 casket. So if that casket was going into another casket, and they would have custom sizes, right? But say that biggest casket you get in those American caskets is the biggest you can get, it probably might not even be able to fit in the wall. So ideally, they would want you to use the mausoleum casket because that's regulated to fit in that wall. And those are the types that you'd pay for. But if a family was to buy one and say they were to rent one out just for the shows, like say the family service and the church and that, but eventually would have to go into one of those mausoleum caskets, there's obviously going to be a different casket. because those big American ones can't fit in the wall because they're only made for the standard box size wooden caskets that New Zealanders are accustomed to, because there'll probably be a size regulation, like you couldn't be more than 1,200 meters because those will only be like a meter by say 800. If they were putting one of those in the wall and say Cyclone Gabriel did decay the mausoleum that the family had seen through and seen, okay, shit, that's not what we paid for. Well, clearly there's a miscommunication or something that's happened in between that time and what they were obviously paying for is in terms of a service and what they booked. Because I don't believe they would have gone with the most expensive casket and then try and put that expensive casket knowing that it wouldn't fit into one of those walls. I mean, this is probably like however many years later though, and for them to sort of put on the end of their article that the Herald shared, they want more families to come forward. Like, that's just clickbait and for more people to just, try and have a say over something or just give their 5 cents on something that they think that this lady is dirty of doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you got to remember, because she's from a family of family directors, they've been the first family directors of the PIC church when they came to New Zealand. So this is the first migration of people that came, man, like back in the day, that are still doing it. So it's hard to believe that she'll go and tarnish that name. Like, anything related to funerals has got that name attached, and that was even before CPN was even about, So it's
in the Herald article, they use words like prominent Samoan family were victims.
Yes.
In the museum. So to me, that means, okay, prominent. What does that mean? It means that they have money to spend. Is that what that word means? Which means, we shouldn't be surprised if they want to spend large on something, just to get that, just get that sort of point of view. Huh? So I don't know. I think the thing I could say right now is that we've got to wait until the smoke clears and the investigation is done.
Yeah.
Or someone admits it, or the investigation say, okay, here's the evidence.
Yeah. And there's been people commenting quite harshly, like, I think there was one from one of the network's writers, like, it's all good to comment, but when the smoke clears, just like as everyone was jumping on the Algerian boxer, bro, it's like, it's funny to give your 5 cents, but if you haven't heard the whole story, or it's like, like, you gotta take it back. But you just think of, like, see, like, when people put your name, if you put your name to something, man, you don't want to be dragged through the dirt like that. But
and that's the thing, like, when all the dust clears and she is proven innocent, how do you compensate the damage that's already to the name? It's done. It's
select and delete. Oh, that's what you can do. But it's like, bro, we all read it. We've already read what you've written. But it's like, I think it's a bit harsh like that. Even to, like, writers, it's like, you don't want to see the trauma. You don't want to all the excuses for what they did. But it's like, but it's not 100% proven yet. It's probably just one person's experience, and it was probably just from what they remember in terms of, like, because she's too. To me, it's like I don't know, it's like coming in and ask for a zero fade all over and then saying, you got no fucking hair. You know what I mean? I was like, bro, come on now. Like, I can't be that guy and get it wrong. It's like, you want me to just fade the top because the top's already skinned anyways? Like, she's too good at her job to have missed or done something like that.
Because the one thing I don't get is if there are multiple situations like what the Herald was saying, then surely each of the families would have been there to see the body go in.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
To see the coffin that they bought go in the hole. Like,
that's it. Yeah,
wouldn't that be the case?
The only time, like, frame they would have not been able to have done it would have been during lockdown, which was, again, just the council people, not the funeral directors themselves. It would have been council. It would have been the council because...
Yeah, but that doesn't make sense either, because the council wouldn't have the money unless they take the coffin and set it on themselves.
Yeah, true that. But I mean, who knows? It could have possibly been a thing. You know what I mean? If say a family paid for a $10,000 casket, one of those American ones, to go into the wall, knowing, hey, it ain't gonna fit. Well, what happens to that casket if the funeral directors already dropped it off? Well,
there was another thing. There was another thing that said in the article that she was charging COVID tests for the bodies. That was another thing that came out in the article. which is like, yeah, nah, you don't
Yeah.
worry about the COVID test.
Yeah.
But she was actually charging for it, so it's part of the investigation, I guess.
Because I remember during COVID, you weren't even allowed to carry the body onto the cemetery grounds.
Yeah, no, it was nothing like that. It was to the gate, and that was it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because I
It
remember
was
when they
to the gate.
started letting, I think they let like 10 people in.
Mm.
They wouldn't even let me in on Easter. Because usually on Easter we go see all our family that have passed. And usually I sneak in a bottle of whiskey for my old man. So usually I do a little shot for my old man on his grave.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let cars in unless you're there for a funeral one time. And I remember, I'll just walk in. So I walked in and there was this big Tongan dude, council worker. And he's like, oh, bro, like, we only allow people that are doing funerals in. So I'm just coming to give my dad a shot. He goes, okay, just hide the bottle on your jacket then. So I hid the bottle under my jacket, went all the way up to my dad's grave, tipped the shot, and then put the bottle back in my jacket and ran off.
See, that's the sort of thing that they would have just let happen, right? But then again, that's got nothing to do with the funeral director. That's just who the council would have employed to have minded the gate, you know?
Yeah. If she's found to have done all the stuff that the herald have said, and when I put the post up, my comment was, "This is the lowest of the low, right? Like, how could you do this? Like, this is the worst thing you could do to island people, you know." And it is, you know. And how could you live with yourself? And how could you do that? These sort of things, like, if she's that type of person to actually, because she knows all this, right? She knows all this and what the consequences will be if she gets caught, you know. And it's like the worst thing you can actually do. Like, I don't know, like, think of the worst thing in your mind, what you could do right now to your family, to your own family. It's like having that decision to do that and don't care about it. You know, you got to be that some sort of person to actually go through with that sort of thing, eh?
Be a desecration. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. And yeah, that's the consequence you have to face when it all comes down. So I think right now it hasn't all come down yet. We don't even know what's going on yet. We have to wait. But it looks like it's in the favor of the prosecutors or whoever's going against her. Tiffany's funerals, they're scrambling to not lose face here. You know, they're putting all the blame on her and they fired her. And they're saying it's not our fault, it's hers. Yeah, we just don't know. But it's from the hero's point of view, it's a good story to put out there. It's a good story to put behind the paywall. And if you want to read about it, you got to pay to read about it.
Right about now, the New Zealand Herald needs all the clicks it can get because fucking he's not selling many papers these days. So no one's reading the paper, man.
But at the end of the day, it's a sad story, and it's, you know, you got to feel for the families that are affected by it. You got to feel for everyone that's affected by the story. So, and the problem is that we don't know. We still don't know until we know the truth. So,
Listen until proven guilty.
Exactly. So, boys, moving on. I don't know if you guys gonna vote the next referendum for Auckland City Council, but you guys for or against the Māori wards?
I think I'm for it, because I feel like, you know, for the whangua, like, you need that Indigenous input, because like a lot of Māoris, especially iwis, they consider themselves katiaki or guardians of our land and rivers and oceans and seabeds and foreshores and whatnot. So I know sometimes it could be expensive just to have that consultation, but I feel like it's a needed thing because, especially my experiences in Samoa, if you want to build a house on a whangua, you need like the makais to back you. You need, you need consultation with all the elders and whatnot. And I feel like the Māori wards are kind of like that with here. You know, it's like you gotta consult the Indigenous people and like get their input, because at the end of the day, you know, when the treaty was signed, it was between iwi and the Crown. So I feel like they deserve a input, regardless of how much it will cost us. Yeah. But that's my take on it, though. It's real greyish area. It's not really black and white.
Yeah, because it's not only to vote for the referendum for the Māori wards, but that they changed the law. So the previous government under Labour, they had a law which said no referendums needed for councils for Māori wards, right?
Mm.
But now, with the new government, with National and the coalition parties, they're saying that's not fair for everybody. You can't just have referendum for everybody and not have a referendum for Māori wards. That's not fair. Everyone's equal. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna scrap it and give the decision back to the councils if they want one or not. You know, or not. So yeah, it's the same sort of thing, eh? But yeah, man, I don't know. But I did the post and I said, to me, it's like a distraction. I mean, I think this country needs a lot more things than just, because ever since National has gone through with their coalition partners, it's been social issue after social issue. You know, it's been ACT Party and David Seymour talking about the Māori wards, talking about how the treaty of Waitangi should be changed. You know, just all of this, yeah. But it's got nothing to do with where our country is at right now, with us like struggling, with people struggling, with the prices going up, with the cost of living. I mean, to me that's the important thing, right? And this government's getting distracted with all the other stuff that could be solved, but not in this way. Could be solved, but not in a put all your eggs in one basket sort of way. Eh? Like deal with the matter at hand first, you know. So, what are your thoughts, Leti?
50. They're causing harm to the next generation. Not so much us right now, but to the next generation. But I mean, they're trying to scrap like first they try to scrap all the Māori names in Parliament buildings. Now they made a law for this to happen, so there's no consultation with like the Māori. The more they keep doing this, the more that's gonna wind up the next generation to either push harder to fight for it. And when you start doing that, it was not a bright future for the next generation, you know. And like, I know we touched on it on another episode about having like PI spaces within the unis for PI people only. And like that's come on the back of many people who put their blood, sweat and tears to just have spaces like that, you know, and hold it in a place like Auckland University. Because you look around, man, like you can ask my good girls, you look around, all you see is the sainga-izing gears, man, palangis. You don't see your own kind out there. But that's the scary world of university, you know. So it's scary to think the removal of all these Māori walls. As soon as that's gone, man, start saying goodbye to anything that's other PI, like, you know. And like you only need to see like how long the Pacifica have been out of Mangere now, you know. But where did we start? We were in Ponsonby, we were in Central first. So that's taken many years to sort of just hold space in Auckland City. But it didn't take long till we ended up out south. I find like hearing all this stuff is sort of scary, not for us, but for the next generation, you know, because they're not going to belong. They're obviously going to lose themselves, and they're not going to belong in a society because the society is going to reflect the Palangi, Sanga, and Gears. It's not going to reflect the multicultural that we are. Like, can you imagine the All Blacks with no PIs in it? That's you're pretty much saying that's what this government is doing. Say goodbye to the PIs, and there's no room for Māori. Like, you know, they're quick to jump on the haka and commercialize it, but they're not quick to sort of look after the tangata whenua, give them what they deserve and what they need. Yeah, I find a bit of pill to swallow, man, because to change laws to make that shit happen when a lot of this was caused by government, you know. This is them trying to band-aid stuff that doesn't even need to be fixed, man. You know,
and again, like what Cam was saying, it's eating kupe. Like,
well, that's
when we
man.
changed the names from English to Maori, that cost a lot of money. And then they're complaining about it, and to change it back will cost a lot of money. So if you're looking at trying to cut down cost on food, wouldn't that money go better to that instead of changing the names back? Like, let's not take a step back. Let's just keep going. regardless of how you feel, yeah.
Yeah, the same coalition government, just majority being national, were the same ones who are trying to put a freaking vote out there to change the flag, man, and that costs fucking more to change the flag, and all that money they spend trying to rally and all that could have fixed so many other things.
It smells a lot like racism to me, because if you think about it, like what they're trying to be equal. I mean, they're talking about equal rights here, everyone to be equal, right? So it's not fair that everyone else has a referendum, but the Māori wards don't have a referendum. Well, there's a simple answer for that. Is because we need Māori needs representation.
Yeah,
and we need representation because, according to the Treaty of Waitangi, it's a partnership agreement between, like you said before we've gone on the mic. So it's like it's a partnership between the Crown and the Māori, right?
Yeah.
So it's how can we work together and move forward to be New Zealanders, right? But what they're trying to do, that's not making it equal. That's like, oh yeah, you come on, you come on our team and change your ways to be in with our ways, it will be equal that way, So what's the end goal here? What's the end goal with the Māori culture then? So culture doesn't play any part moving forward because it's not equal. So if you look at the numbers, right? If you look at the numbers, if you look at the last census, there's a huge disparity between the population of Indigenous in this country and white European, based on the categories they say when you fill out the form under ethnicity, like European, Pakeha, or Māori, or Pacific Islander. It's there, right? You just tick the box where you fit in. If you look at the end result of the last census, you see a big disparity between the two. Like European, it's like what, 80%, 79%, 75%. I don't know what it is, but ballpark figure. And for Māori, what is it? Is it 20%? And for Pacific Islanders, is it like 5%? Just a ballpark kind of figure. So where's the equal then? Just because you got 75%, we've got to be equal to your ways? You know what I mean? Or since you're 75%, how do we sort that out now? How do we sort out what's equal now? Like, so it doesn't mean it means to me, because you're the majority, like you can have 75% more complaints and win, because that's 75% more people to voice their complaints.
Exactly.
With some things they don't understand, So yeah, man, it's hidden behind the language. Like they say, oh, it's not fair. Everyone has to be equal. Everyone has to be the same. But they're the same people that hate the political correctness, right? They hate the equal stuff. The diversity and all that kind of stuff. So it's like right wing politics playing the PC game as well. It's the left playing PC games and it's the right playing PC games as well. So it's all the same thing, but it's like fuck man, like if you think about it, it doesn't make sense. And what is the end game? And then again, what is the whole point of it all? While we're still, struggling, trying to live in this, with all the with the cost of living, and that's what I mean. It's got nothing to do with helping out the economy right now, because we definitely need something, with mental health and families, struggling families,
Scary times, mate. Scary times for the next gen. That's all you can sort of apologize about it. 'Cause we seem to be all right. Like we've lived through it, and we've grown up with what the Labour government has sort of implemented in the working life that we've had up until this point, So how this next generation deal with all that stuff is like, man, scary.
Scary, yeah.
Oh, we'll have to see what happens. Hopefully, there's more representation. Because if, after all, it's a referendum, so it's the people's. People make a choice. But if you see how many voters there were in the last election, how many were in the 30% part of it? Not many, eh? So, but with referendums, they're dodgy, eh? Because all you gotta do is have a referendum and just flood social media, flood the news, flood the market with your point of view.
Yep.
And then if you're like someone that wants to make a decision, and all you're seeing on your phone is the is the other view. You're not seeing what the for and against, what the referendum about. Then you'll go for the one that you always see, right? It's exactly what happened with the trust in West Auckland. They had a referendum asking West Auckland if they want alcohol in supermarkets or not. That was the referendum, and obviously the trust won because they didn't sell alcohol in supermarkets out west. But if you remember what happened, as soon as that referendum came out, say yes or no to alcohol in supermarkets, as soon as that referendum came out, all you heard was the negative effects of alcohol. They sent pamphlets to schools, said alcohol is bad. They said West Auckland's gonna turn into South Auckland. That's what they said. That's what the example they put out there. There's gonna be crime, increase of crime all over the streets. Everybody will be outside drinking alcohol, and they scared everybody to vote no for the, vote yes for the trust to be in control. So yeah, it's tricky to have a referendum, man, because all you gotta do is, if you're the one with the power and you put out the referendum, it's easy for you to make sure everybody votes your way. So yeah, boys, scary times. Scary times.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Close to home, Manu Samoa. So they're not having a bloody Northern Hemisphere November tour now. They said they're broke. They need more money. So they wrote a letter to bloody World Rugby to ask for some more money, and World Rugby was like going, "Hey, we gave you millions of dollars last year. What happened to that?" That sounds like it. But man, I'm disappointed, man. I'm sad, because I was looking forward to Samoa. I'm always looking forward to Samoa every year to play the big dogs, and just sad to see this happen, that they can't go because of money. But they've been having these money problems ever since, man. Like money gone missing, and
2011 when they came
Man,
here. Oh,
it
bro.
takes John Campbell to do a story on Manu Samoa and bring it back to New Zealand. All of us are scratching our heads going, oh man, like the corruption over there, and it's the same old story. It's the same old story. It's the same old shit for our beloved Manu Samoa, and just don't know what the answer is, man. Besides, everyone's answer is to get rid of the higher ups over there, to change the board that's over there. And you gotta wonder, because when Tulepa was Prime Minister and also the chairman of Samoa Rugby Union, that's a conflict of interest big time, eh? Like, no country in the world would have that sort of thing, eh?
Yeah, every other country around the world it was Pacific Samoa. Carry on, yeah.
And I could see World Rugby pumping some funds into Samoa Rugby, and since the chairman is the Prime Minister as well, he'll go, oh, maybe I'll take some of that money and put it in the fixing the roads, and I'll pay it back later. Whoops, I forgot to pay it back. We need to fix the roads. It's like mismanagement. They talk about mismanagement. That's the mismanagement right there, man. That's what I think happened, man. The money comes in, the money goes out. We'll pay it back later, but they don't pay it back.
I love foods, man.
Man. Your thoughts, Let's?
Well, shout out to Tangata Pacifica for sharing their latest report on it. And so Marama had Filippo Levi, he's the ex Manu Samoa captain, had him on, and he shared his 5 cents about it. But what's interesting is that he said, like, this is nothing new to all Samoan and Manu Samoa lovers around the world. And there's always going to be hiccups when it comes to being transparent about where this money's going and where it's being spent. And he goes, but the hard case thing is that you can guarantee what's happened as a 7-year pattern. It's the same thing. Samoa's about to go on a tour. They announced before the tour, we got no money. The only difference here is that, like Filippo Levi said last heard, was there's going to be a fundraiser. So Tulepa's gone back and said, oh, we got no money, but we're going to apply to the IFB. But actually, the tour's going to go ahead, said that we're going to fundraise it ourselves. So that's what they reckon they're going to do. My thoughts is like, yeah, I agree with Filippo Levi. You got to cut the cancer out of the Lakapi Samoa, man. You got to remove what's causing this issue, because there's only one guy looking at the books. Get rid of him. Like, if you can't transparently share with the world and all the Samoan Lakapi lovers or supporters of the Manu, if you can't explain where all that money's going, well, why hide it? Like, there shouldn't be anything to hide. Like, if it means that, okay, look, I had to pay for a hotel room for me and my wife and my 15 kids to go, put it in the document, because hey, at least we know, okay, they use it for them. They're not gonna pay back because they work for Lakapi Samoa. Shouldn't that be transparent? They should be transparent because they are employees of their business, supposedly, right? But if they run it as what do they call it? Like there's like I'll be back next week. Charitable trust. Of course it's gonna die, man, because it's not made to make money, you know. But it needs to be run like a business, man. They need to get professional about it. I mean, the only way Lakapi Samoa is gonna survive in the years to come is if they can really get it right at the top, you know. But they all gotta be on the same page, you know what I mean? If it means that a few mulis are burnt on the way out, so be it, man, because the bigger picture is to eventually be sustainable. Like, you know, the amount of Toa Samoa flags or the amount of Toa Samoa support gear that went out, and then remember they reformed and they said anyone that tries to trade with the Toa emblem will get a letter written to them so they can't print it. Why can't the Manu do something like that with flags or something? Why not just say to everyone around the world, do not duplicate our flags, we'll just sell flags and just buy machines to do flags. There'll be enough money to generate into Samoa Lakapi. The boys are going on a tour and they're gonna stay at the Ritz. Like they don't need outside support. They can literally do it, but they're just too lazy to do it, man. They just want handouts, you know. That's the sad thing for me. Like, if they're trying to say we're going to be the first nation to go bankrupt, well, clearly there's something wrong at the top. Like, they mustn't be accountants. They might be lawyers, but different accountants and lawyers, different countries, man. So, yeah, they need to sort that shit out. But otherwise, good luck, boys. We're ready for you all the time, man. But come on, you know.
Yeah. You'd expect them to manage the money properly, since they've been there ever since, on the same board ever since, huh? Like, you know, they got real bad press when John Campbell did that story on them, and you know when the boys came out and talked about when Mahonri, he came out and talked about how
what's their secret, man?
Where's all the money from the fundraising go to?
Pay your emphasis to there and pay your this over there. Muska shorts, eling shorts. I don't know shorts or muska socks, eling cooking. Like, what kind of fucking shit is that, man? At your fucking tournament, man. Like, come on. You mean like the Rolling Stones? They take your own t-shirt, take your own jersey home and wash it and bring it back for the game tomorrow. The boys can do that. Like, they're not kids, man. But I mean, to cancel a tour, like, you saw the All Blacks go on a tour and it wasn't Flash. Like, they didn't have to stay at the Flash's places, but they just need to be together, go and camp, you know? Even, like, what's wrong with, like, go stay at a marae or something, go stay at a community hall, like, doesn't have to be Flash, but to cancel it is to sort of be like, because you got no money, don't use that as an excuse.
Let's just say, like, Manu Samoa players don't put on the jersey for the money. You know,
exactly.
Wang and all them boys, you know, they do it for themselves. Majority of them will pay for their own flights. Gears should be covered by sponsors like Eveni and all them. Like, it's really just flights, accommodation that the union has to cover. And I feel like, like I said before, like if the IRB wants to do it, they need to send their own like accountants. And say, look, maybe have like a 3 signatory system where if a person wants to take out funds, you require 3 signatures from, you know, the head of the rugby, you know, and 2 other people, you know, that are part of the system. And that way there's more transparency. And then there should be like a record system that, like, okay, where did the funds go? Okay, yep. And everything should be accounted for. You know?
Yeah, you're right, Eddie. And it shouldn't be that hard. Because we know where the money should go to, and we see the results that we see that the money doesn't go to as well. Because how do we know? Because we see it and we hear stories like Elijah Nico, how he comes on. He came on recently to talk shit about Samoa rugby because he was talking about how the changing rooms are shit. They like haven't been replaced or upgraded since.
Yeah,
like they're all like whangaelo and all that. Like how can you have all this money get donated from World Rugby when you don't even upgrade your facilities to have? Because I think that's what the money's there for. Other person to talk to is Manu Shoga, because didn't he open up his own rugby academy over there? in Samoa. So is he getting some of that money since he's helping develop rugby in the country? So he should be getting some of that money, right?
Yeah, and guys like
Because
that are trying to grow the game, and that's the guys that we need to look after. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, man, it's like for me, it's mismanagement of the funds. Like they probably got no excuse not to go to any tour every year if you haven't, if you manage your funds properly.
Also, I wish I could like explain the rugby unions in Europe when we go and play in Cardiff and Twickenham and Edinburgh, like at least let us get some of those ticket sales to cover some of the costs to ensure that we can continue the tradition of traveling abroad, playing against them. Our huckers, the Sivatau and all, we attract people like they. Even people that don't even watch rugby, they enjoy the haka. It's a spectacle that people are willing to pay for, and it's showing our culture on the world stage, but also helping grow world rugby.
Absolutely, man. It's too much way. Too much ticking, man. Fuck. But I mean, IRB should be pouring if they're gonna say, for example, if they're gonna come to the aid of Lakapi Samoa, put it in the freaking Observer and New Zealand Herald and every other paper around the world how much is going to be given. That way we know. Okay, 2024 Augusto, sweet. We got $400 something million. That should last ages. Until the next 7 years, unless they're still in the same position, eh? Oh, well, it's it. It's drying up, man.
Yeah, when things like this happen, man, it's hard to support Samoa because you're trying to say stuff online and you support the boys, but then you got this shit in the background, and it's like you think people can say, "Oh, shut up," supporting the corrupt team.
Yeah,
at the last World Cup, I messaged Lima Spong on Instagram. I was like, man, I knew he wasn't gonna reply, but I just said, look, I'm proud of you and the boys, regardless of results. Like, man, you guys played hard in that World Cup, and we kind of got hard done by the refs a few times there. And I just sent the love because I know they were getting a lot of hate at the moment. So I sent them that message, and then, man, within a day, he replied, and his reply was, look, I'm sorry we couldn't get the job done. And that hit me, It's like, man, god damn, these
nice.
guys, they could have just refused. They've already made their money. They could just play for their clubs and not come back. But for them to come back from Manu Samoa was, I want to get that same feeling and pride as when I watch Toa Samoa. Any Samoan team, with the woman as well. It's that pride, that sense of pride. You feel sorry for them. When they play their hearts out and the result doesn't go your way. So they need the tools, and the Skupe is the part of it's a tool to help.
Well, shout outs to Lima.
Shout out to Lima
for the reply. That's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, just like you, I watched the Tangensa Pacifica story too with Filippo Levy, and I thought I agree with him, man. Hey, there has to be a change. But I just criticize a little bit about that interview because it wasn't really straight up question for a straight up answer. Sort of like want to be diplomatic about it at the same time. But nah, it needs to be a straight up answer, man. Straight up answer was get rid of the top, get rid of the board. No more conflict of interest. It doesn't bode well for the fans. It's not a good look. And if the excuses, there's not many people, because I think his excuse when you read the article, his excuse, the chairman's excuse was, oh, people were just angry at us because we lost. It's like, hey, nah, man.
Sad that years on from the 2011 World Cup, is still the same shit that's happening. Why can't we all just get along, man? Why can't we just be Toa Samoa and go take our best team, to a World Cup? And then we get the bet things, eh? Reverse the decision.
Especially now, I feel like our chances now, with that stand down period to allow ex-All Black players to come back, this is the time that we can put all our money resources together, plus with these experienced players coming back, You know, this money should be to nurture the young talent to come through. The old players from Europe, from the All Blacks, from the Wallabies, I feel like the opportunity is now. And if we go bankrupt now, the opportunity will be lost.
So we'll see. 3 more years to the World Cup. So we'll see. Okay, boys, shall we get to Fia Poko of the week? What you got for us? Let's.
I can tell you now, my algorithm has changed so many times, but I will say this: there's been some good ones, eh? There's been some really good ones, man. So I don't know. We shall start first. So I got this one. I think it's in Spanish, eh? So it's a guy who's waiting inside what looks like a tire shop, and he's just sitting down, he's having a little break, and I don't know if that guy's green or not. There's a big dude's trying to put the pole up into the hole, and then he's trying to lock the door. But man, it's like one thing to be stupid, it's another thing to be really stupid. So first he oh my gosh. First he stubs the guy's toe, and then he goes and makes it even better by dropping the pole on the back of his head. Like, why can't the guy just sit down and have a break, man? Come on.
So that big steel's dropped on his foot.
Yeah, it's
And
dropped.
he takes his shoes off. Huh?
Yeah. So the Koina's trying to rub it out.
Yeah. Like, the other thing is like, make sure it's locked. You know what I mean? Make sure it's locked in the... Man. But the other thing is, when it fell on his foot, he should have moved. You know what I mean? So there, oh my God. He was said, rubbed his foot. But I don't know why Avi didn't have a look at where the pole was going when he put it in the hole. Come on. So that's number one. Someone should uppercut that fat dude. And I don't know if you know this trend has been going around on TikTok, and it's like, give me my money.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
it must be the grandson, the nana, and the mums. But yeah, oh man, nana and mums just left field with that reply. Give me my money, and then bro, what she says is gold. Eh? She says, give me my money.
Give me some follow.
No, the word "follow" in your language means give me some pee. Gosh, bro, I was dead after that. It was like, gosh, nah, it was the new tea for me. Eh? Here's an old school classic one. I don't know, it came up in my algorithm, but it's a guy who's obviously gone live and he's holding a can of Canada's favorite drink, the Woodstock. Say he's holding his Woodstocks. He's not drinking, but he's got a pretty tight fade, eh? But man, the fear when he just sees his mom standing behind him.
Oh.
So man, he's like, oh shit, man! Like, right, like if he could play it was at this moment he knew he fucked up. Like he just saw his mom. And then if you know Island boys, when their fear show off in front, because he says he's live, but mum's not playing. Like that stick, it's not even a big stick, but it's what the stick is being held by. You know, it was just the mom's hand. Like, and bro, what she asks of me, do you want just the amount of oh man,
Aku mau manila. Suar kupe. Kaya no wala.
Oh gosh, he even had to dance and ho, damn. That's a classic one, eh? And then the last one, I think I got one more. I was actually two more. I shared the one from my film.
Oh,
But
yeah.
so she's assuming someone has no feet. So she says blades. They refer to blades as like when someone has like either missing like a club foot or like doesn't have any limbs.
Mm.
And it's because she's assuming that the person had blades.
Fastest by Usain Bolt. The thing is, one was 9:53. Gee, yeah, he ran faster than me.
It's the assumption.
Yeah.
So this is why you don't assume. Like, do your due diligence.
Fact
But you
check.
think you're... She's like need an uppercut herself, man. And this last one I've got is there's a guy who's running from the Leos, and it's a shout out to Richie Maori Dread Tucker. It's a guy playing bull rush on the beach. Now I picked him. I said I'd pick him in my team any other day. Run, Forest, run. Now if you watch him, he literally beats the whole beach. Right? He's put a New South Wales jersey on him. That's Brian Soto in the flesh. Like, look at how many guys try to tackle him, bro. He ain't got shit. And then Billy Slater comes across, runs on the field, and tackles him himself. Came out of the grandstand and boo, kicked him in the chest. But look how many people he beats. Brian Soto from inside the 10.
The cops even put out a gun.
So look at this: 1, 2, 3, 4,
5,
right through the defense.
6,
Boom, still going.
7,
He's not held and he's still going. It's Brian Soto, bro.
10.
Look, not even Gaga can catch him. Look at that. Missed.
11, 12.
Missed. Gaia, man.
13. Wow. 14.
If it takes the coach to jump out of the grandstand to come and catch the guy,
Hard.
he's your first pick if you play bull rush. Yeah, I've got to give it to that dude, bro. He's pretty quick, eh? I'll leave it to you.
I'm giving it to that tire shop guy. Didn't secure that middle bar.
I didn't know what I was just doing there.
Man, I'll give it to that guy too, man. That's
The double whammy, eh?
Yeah.
The double whammy.
because Kamano was trying to massage his vibe.
I couldn't stop laughing that yeah, I know that ain't like it would have just got his toe, but it's like that's why you should wear steel toes in those areas, eh? Or you should have moved, man.
Can you imagine them trying to apply for ACC after that?
I'm trying not to laugh about it too.
So, boys, moving on. We've got our Give Yourself an Uppercut award, and probably for my one, if you guys agree, is the Australian breakdancer. They got 0 from all the judges.
No
For
shit.
her,
He
what
actually
she
get a
calls.
score.
Yeah, 0. She got 0
What?
from everyone. So, yeah, man.
Even for doing the go Skippy, did it move? Skippy
well,
move.
she's more popular now on social media than she is being a breakdancer, being on the Olympics, you know? So, it's probably a sad thing, but I think it's sad that she even made it to the Olympics, like, doing what she's doing.
Was
Like,
there no vetting process? Like,
oh, is that hip-hop? That doesn't look like hip-hop to me.
Well, I give her a 5 for effort. I'll give her another 5 for being inspirational by saying, "Don't use your age to stop you from trying to get your Olympic dream."
But if you listen to Snoop Dogg before the Olympics, because Snoop Dogg commented on the fact that they do have breakdancing in the Olympics.
Yeah,
Breakdancing is an Olympic sport. And if you think about hip hop, the 4 avenues of hip hop, you got rap, you got breakdancing, DJing, and what's the third one? Graffiti. That's one of the 4 avenues of hip hop. That's massive if you're a hip hop artist, if you like Snoop Dogg and all the rest. To have aspect on hip hop in the Olympic Games as an Olympic sport. So what do you say? In 10 years' time, you're gonna have a DJ competition as Olympic sport next. You know, a rap battle, is that gonna be Olympic sport yet? In the future, that's massive for hip hop, right? So it was good to when you see that video clip of Snoop Dogg talking about how big it is for breakdancing to be an Olympic sport. Man, it's a big deal, eh? And then you got this guy that comes in and just rubbishes the whole art form with what I don't know what she thought she was doing. Is that the Australian way of breakdancing? I don't know, but come on, man.
it reminds me of that video that circulated. You know the one with the ladies trying to talk about how she does hip hop dancing? You know, the tutorial video?
Yeah. Yeah. But man, a lot of these moves, they didn't look like breakdancing, eh? Like what she was doing, like you said, she was doing the hopping like a kangaroo. She does the sort of snap thing when they call it the snapper, when she's like doing a snapper thing on the ground. She does this elbow thing that she's crawling on her elbows. And she does a snake thing when she makes her hands like a snake and she does like a pose, like a cobra pose to the contestant guy. And then she does the yawn thing when she's yawning when the other guy's doing his moves. But if you compare the other moves on the guy she's on her opponent, that's hip hop. Hey, that's hip hop breakdancing. That looks like real breakdancing to me. what she's doing looks like slow motion of like, I don't know, if she was in the water, it would be like the water dancing thing. What's the ballet?
Oh, synchronized.
Synchronized swimming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Synchronized swimming. That's going
I
in one
mean, are you
person in the
sure
water.
are you sure she's in the hip hop on the breakdancing team? I'm sure they didn't grab her from the synchronized swimming team to do that stuff. But come on, man, like that's an embarrassment to the art form of breakdancing, man. Hey, like to have Snoop Dogg, if Snoop Dogg saw that, I want to see Snoop Dogg's reaction to that. Like Snoop Dogg already reacted to the fact that breakdancing is an Olympic sport now. I want to hear Snoop Dogg's reaction to what he saw, what he witnessed. Because to me, man, that is an embarrassment to the art form, man. Should be ashamed, man. Should be ashamed of herself. And what's her name? Ray Gun or something? Like,
yeah.
Ray Gun? Like, what the hell? Just, oh man, she's got my Uppercut of the Year award, man. Of the year, of the week. She wins the Uppercut of the Week award, man. Like, man, I don't know what you guys thought, man. Tell me what you thought, Eddie.
Oh, bro. Like, I felt like she was just. She saw the moves on TV and she tried to replicate it in her routine, and like it didn't feel like there was a flow away. And like so before it even happened, there's been some online beef between American fans and Aussie fans about gold medals. So I've been seeing heaps of videos on Instagram going back and forth between the two crowds. And then as soon as this video came up, heaps of Aussies were like, "Oh yeah, you win the USA." It's like they didn't want the beef. I was like, man, crack up.
How about you, Let's?
First, Eddie sent it in as a running for the free merch, so I thought that is like a good one, eh? First to send it in, bro. Like, yeah, well, after hearing her talk about like, you know, it would be the only time to wear an Australian uniform, like you can wear hip hop dress any other comp. Like, why this is the biggest sporting stage, do it here? Like, I give her props, right? But because I never heard the music that she was dancing to, but if I was to put the background music to her dancing, it would probably be to that Social My song, you know, and I thought it went better. Like I was like, hey, yo, yeah, that's all I could hear when she was dancing. So I was like, maybe song choice. If she had gone to Fijian Social My, bro, it would have probably got her 1 point at least. But yeah, I thought it was cringy. It's like, yeah, Galify.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh, it was entertaining though. Like it was entertaining in terms of like what the reactions were for the rest of the world. Cause she got hammered. She got hammered from the world, man. All the memes came up. You know, and that's another thing about this Olympic Games. A lot of memes coming out there. The guy, the shooting guy, the guy that the guy with the hands in his pockets
From Turkey, yeah.
from Turkey,
Yeah.
acting like he's a real life hitman, and they got him in there. The casualness of his pose when he's shooting his gun, and the wrong national anthem sung for the Sudan team, but and then now you got Reagan and her dance moves. Just man, everybody's got an opinion on that, man, and the memes are going crazy right now. And I saw a post that I reposted up on my Facebook about how all the contestants were backing her up, or Australia was backing her up, like a mental health kind of thing, eh? Like, man, she don't know what she's feeling, but man, she's getting hammered on social media. Let's check up on her. See if she's okay, doing well. So yeah, good thing to do. Okay, boys. Moving on. Shall we give let's do an update everyone on the our competition. Our giveaway.
Yeah, just Eddie's entry for that one that poor Australian trying to do hip hop dancing. I might actually try and edit it and put my Toso Mai at the back and see if it gets more hits. See how it goes on the page. But now yeah, so we got, I think Ghost has come to the party. He's gonna award a winner some NSL gear. But I will touch on that my road rage segment also.
Yep.
So and I'm gonna name the shops today as well, and probably go into my my food review. So typical Sunday when I took my son up to meet my parents for the first time up at the cemetery. We got some lazy pies from Yash's favorite bakery in Te South at Tiger Big House. got the steak and cheese and bacon and egg pies, and then ended up going to the cemetery. But on the way back, we stopped in at Mei Ling, got some fries and chips. But here's where my road rage peeve comes at. It's like, if you try and park outside Mei Ling and the super liquor, the parking spaces, they're not very big. But for myself, because I drive a four-wheel drive and it's quite long, is when you got a say like a Honda Civic or one of those Toyota, they're real tiny cars, the smallest cars you can imagine parking outside those set of shops. So my peeve is like, when you're parking and you got a small car, right? It should be at least 3 or 4 feet front and back, because you got a small car. But when you got a big car, right, and you're trying to park it, and it's when that small car is like a foot away from the line, marking like, you know, how far up it is. So obviously try to turn in and park my car, and there was no way I was going to be able to reverse back, because when I have a look in my mirror, the tow bar says that from the tow bar point to the painted line, that's a foot. So you can't go any further back apart from another 2 feet. But when the car is parked right on the line, so if I reverse, my tow bar is going to literally hit that car. So this dude is trying to indicate out. This is a note for people: indicate. Reverse back before you indicate out into the open road, man. You know what I mean? Because this guy had the steering wheel hard up, but he didn't let me reverse, because I actually committed to turning into the car park. So in the end, I waited for the car in front, because I was like jammed up right up against the curb, and I had to wait for the car in front of me to go. But then this car couldn't see, because my car was sort of blocking her side mirror. So just a note to anybody who goes and parks up at the Glendine outside Mei Ling, right? And you got a small car, reverse back and indicate into the main lane before you actually leave the car park. Because you think about it, it's like, you don't need all that space in front, because you can only just sort of just turn. Man, I almost got out of my car, man. That's how mad I was. I almost got out of my car and threw the guy in his car, because he had so much more space behind him, right? Because I literally had to pass him. He's double parked almost, but I actually parked in front of him, and I still seen how close he was to the actual marked car park. You're lucky I didn't catch his license plate, man, because I would have followed his ass home. There's angry ones there. I'm just saying, to people, if you're leaving a car space, especially that block of shops, reverse back, indicate, and leave. Do not go all the way up to the front line, because it makes no sense, man. People trying to turn it, it's like they can't fit their cars, but you got heaps of space at the back of your car, Man, it's my little pet peeve for the road rage and empty out the club, man. Yeah, some people, man, just,
Nice. You got a food review as well?
Yeah, man. So at the moment, we've been hunting around for like who's got nice hot chips, like the $1 scoop, $2 scoops and that. And because my local's like the roast shop, and because the roast shop's got some new owners now, so we're sort of like staying clear, not happy with the quality of their chips. But my girl said, Dad, Super Noodles chips, sort of over them, because we always get the chicken nibbles up there. But she said Mei Ling are doing the crinkle fries at the moment. So we went and got some before I jumped on, man. So like, she's right, I was like, damn it. Because I hate it when she's right, man. This is my girl 10-15. Because when she's right, it's like, he can hate, She's like, bro, she was right, man. Because we ended up getting like the chicken nibbles and fries. And like they're like the stick fries. But the flavor from the chicken usually rubs off on those fries. But Mei Ling's, man, the crinkle fries started there on, Especially with the the sauce that you get from like the big caravans, that sauce. So I had to eat my words out, because I said to her, if these chips are good, man, you're gonna get it. As soon as I put my sauce on the plate bar and then took one chip, dip, gold, man. So you know what it took me back to? It took me back to Carlo Park days. Back in the day, you get the chips and you get the sauce on those chips. It felt like they would taste like they were cooked in vinegar. Like a little bit of splash of vinegar, and then the dip, they were on. So I'm giving Mei Ling's hot chips at the moment. So go and get it before it runs out. But I'm giving it out of 10 oos. I'm gonna give it a 9.5 oos, because that's how good they were. They were good. Mind you, I had to jump start my truck, so it took a while to get home. But when That's probably like saying like 5 minutes. But by the time I got home, they were mint, They were mint chips. They weren't like soggy. Like I think Thornlow. I rate Thornlow's fish and chips package, but their chips have been soggy at the moment. But no, yeah, Mei-Ling, man, they were good, eh? Better than next door. They got the Inkia shop that does them with the butter chicken sauce. So I'm saying nah to them, but yeah, good at Mei-Ling at the moment, bro. Their chips have been good.
Oh, nice. Oos. Yeah, I might have to stop by next time. Driving past there. Well, also, we're coming up to what have we been watching? Let's just go for one each because of time constraints. But I'll start with you, Eddie. What have you been watching this week that's been pretty good?
Oh man, been watching like a lot of things, but the one I've been watching with one of my boys is Unsolved Mysteries. So it's on Netflix.
Is that the old school one or the current?
That's the
or
current one.
Or the new one?
The current one.
Oh yeah.
So
It's got the same song, eh?
the
The music.
The intro music.
That music also scary.
That's freaky, man.
No,
It's a whole generation Fefe with that music.
bro, I was like watching it now. I'm still doing those.
There's gotta be an outro of this episode.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
No,
Yeah.
that's what I've been watching. I've been enjoying it. Yeah, thoroughly. Yeah.
Even there's that part in the song where it goes real loud
Yeah.
when the things go up like that. Like, you know,
And it makes it worse.
Like,
It's
shit.
like I try to skip the intro, but it's still got a little bit of the Bessie at the end.
yeah.
Bro, I'm 50 Valley, man. But nah, it's interesting like how police, especially back in the day, police incompetence can lead to really bad traumas for families. Like just not checking out. Like this one, it's this guy. He walked into the scene, and he said, "Oh, this was a suicide." You know, but there wasn't a proper investigation. You know, it's like man, and then detectives that look at it now. They're like, bro, how did he not check all these details up? Or how did he not follow these potential leads? So nah, it's been pretty cool watching it there. But yeah, that's what I've been watching. Just
Yeah.
to scare myself.
Oh man, yeah, that's one of the scariest music in any
Music,
TV
eh?
show. Wow, man, name me another one, man, and probably remember it, but that one was freaky. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Mm.
That and fact or fiction. Oh.
The voice.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Sweet. How about you? Let's.
Oh man, you know my same old man, my same old. Keeping up. I was cooking with Verna, the Afuru family, and Shorty, man. But nah, keep it brief with Verna and that. They finally explained why they left Seattle and that. It's because like Washington's is a cold state, and they always snow there.
Oh.
So Chef was just explaining like how his health reasons, because the last time he got pneumonia and he was in the hospital. And yeah, Rita was sort of just explaining. It's quite sad because like when I see them, it's like sometimes I see it feels like I'm seeing my parents, like when they talk about the migration and stuff. Because like he said that every time he got to hospital because of like something small, like it was a chest infection and that, they would hold him and they wouldn't let him go until he was fully recovered. And while he was there, he couldn't be able to work, so he wouldn't be able to provide in that. So moving to a warmer state where it's like 100, 120 Fahrenheit, like the weather's beautiful. He says it's just like Samoa, just less humid, but just dry weather. So they're enjoying the weather in El Paso and that. They've been also recording like their days where they've been temping as well. So it's cool watching that. And Shorty's been good, bro. Shorty's been good, man. Actually, asked my girl and the girls if they want to do a podcast on it, and they're like, "Oh, maybe not." But man, if you could, maybe I'll record it, like just record my family when we're watching it, and just hear what they say, and I'll just play a snippet and be like, "Are you sure this family is going to the church?" Get them off a phone with their comments, eh? Like, it's like, "Oh, well, it's only a TV show, man. Calm down." But nah, that's what I've been watching. Just keeping up with I started watching what's it called? The West Side again. Outrageous Fortune. Just watching snippets, like just when I'm bored. Yeah, that's all I've been watching on TV Indeed Plus.
Sweet Oos. Yeah, last night I checked out this movie. I was bored, so checked out this film. Haven't even heard it before, but I just saw Sean Sean Penn, he was in it, and he's one of my favorite actors. But it's a movie that came out earlier this year called Daddy-O. And it's a small film. It's only got 2 actors in it, Sean Penn and Dakota Johnson. The story is about Dakota Johnson. She comes out of the airplane at JFK airport in New York, and she hops in a taxi cab. So Sean Penn plays the taxi driver, and this is late at night. So he's taking her Fia from the airport to her house in Manhattan, which is like so the whole movie is just their drive from A to B, and it's the conversation they have in the cab, and that's all the movie is. But the interesting part about the movie is the actual conversation that they have. So they're 2 strangers, but they have a chat along the way. It starts off with small talk, and then they get serious into talking about their personal lives and stuff. But it speaks to a lot about society today, how everyone's on their phones, and there's no like human interaction anymore. So I think the moral of this movie is just around how the lack of human interaction we have now.
Yeah.
Like these 2 strangers having a talk, and then it ends up to be a serious talk, and then by the time they finish, at the end of it, they part ways, but they've learnt a lot about the conversation they've had, and it sort of changes their lives. And you probably wouldn't even have that if you were just on your phone at the back of the cab, sit down on your phone and just don't talk, and the cab driver doesn't talk, and you don't talk. So it's like the opposite to. I think the movie is a commentary of what society is now. Like, I think humans have lost that sort of human to human interaction now because of social media, and everyone's on their devices, and I think what this movie did for me when I finished watching it made me think, oh, true, man, I wish we could have these conversations out of the blues with strangers, because it makes your life better. It makes you have faith in other humans even better. Like it was refreshing to see this play out in this film, and it's kind of like that's the message what this film was trying to say. But the conversation they have is like a real serious one in the middle of it, and it's about her having an affair and what she thinks an affair is about, and then it's about what he thinks affair is really about from a man's point of view and the woman's point of view, and blah blah blah. It's all that kind of stuff. It might be boring, but to me it was like interesting. The whole conversation part of it, the whole it's like you don't really see that anymore. You don't even, like, if you experience your own life every day, how you interact with other people. Yeah, sure, it's with yourself, your friends, and your family. But how do you interact with strangers? Like, well, what does that lead to? Like, we don't do that anymore. Like, we're always on our phones. We don't do that anymore. Like, it's only the people around us that we know. But to other people, it's like, oh, you're just a face on the screen, or you're just a meme away, or you're just a text away, or stuff like that. So, yeah, it's called Daddy-O.
Daddy.
And it's under an hour and a half, and yeah, man, it's just one of those art films, one of those films, independent films that make you think, So, yeah, that's my it's good film. I'll give it a 5. I'll give it 4 out of 5. Eh?
Yo,
just for the way it makes you think. It makes you rethink about how we are in society and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, man. So, boys, time to wrap up the podcast. So let's do some last words, man. Since you're new here, Eddie, I'll make you go last. So let's hear let's hear your last words, Let's.
I just wanted to plug the bro Costa again for letting me flex in the NSL. Never see Lalo gear. And also just share something that I said I'd shared last week about I saw on the Bro Folly Toys page, and this is probably just to do with friendship and like the company that you keep. And I thought when I read it, I was like, man, that's deep, bro. And it's pretty short, so it goes, know the difference between those who stay to feed the soil and those who come to grab the fruit. yeah, I'm real specific with the group of people that I sort of hold close, like by my side, and I know of like even guys that I don't touch base with in years. Like as soon as the conversation flows, it's just like non-stop of like 4 years crammed into like 30 minutes or an hour of conversation. But it's also to do with like just like mental check-ins on the bros. Like, you know, I know a lot of people they just let, you know, day to day take control of whatever's happening in their household and stuff, but you sort of tend to forget, because that's life. Life gets in the way. People lose touch, but never once do you not think about them, but you don't care any less about them as well. So in saying that, I just wanted to just use the plug and say sub to Costa, to my bro Tolo, to the Toko Nani, and also to my bro Sonny, my bro Albie, to my host Dave, and my bro Lance. So yeah, time is crazy. Time is of value. Time is of the essence, man. And if I could just share my last word, and that's spend it like it's your last day on earth, man, because you never know. Promise, tomorrow's never promised, man. Get it late, you know what it is.
Vic,
Nice. Let's go, Eddie.
Ooh, I think on the same lines of Leti as well. Like, last 3 weeks I've been soul searching with some of my boys. You know, we had some dark stuff happen to us last 12 months. So yeah, checking up on the boys is really important. But also help yourself first before you help others. I think we as island men, we always try to help the boys, and then we go home and there's a silence, and we let that eat at us. So I think there's a saying, I think I heard in the gospel, one of the preachers said one time, is like, fix the jug before you pour your glass. So fix your jug before you fill up other people's glasses. And that's not a bad thing to say. It's like, man, sometimes you just need to be selfish. Treat yourself to something before you go and see the boys. You know? But yeah. Always check up, and mental health is extremely important, you know? So yeah, that's my last words is fix your jug before you fill the glass.
Nice.
Nice.
From the butcher.
All right. Yeah, man. Thanks, boys. Thanks, Eddie, for jumping on.
Yo.
Hope it's not your last, man. You're pretty good at this.
I'm nervous. I was nervous this whole week, man.
Nah, it's all good, man. Yeah, man. Just want to thank you guys for jumping on for another episode of Inside the Clip. It's good, man. We're doing this every week, man. Just talk about what's been happening during the week, and giving out our opinions for everyone to enjoy, I guess.
Yo.
But yeah, man. Thanks for jumping on, Eddie, and let's do this again next week.
Yo.
All right, boys. Let's get the fuck out of here.